Hello, everyone. It is May 24th, 2023, and been kind of quiet this week other than posting on my community wall. Father has been showing me a lot, and there is a lot in the spirit to discern, and there has been a lot to take note of, especially studying more about the coronation of King Charles, and also to the signs that we're seeing in the sun, moon, and stars, and the earth. I mean, from where I'm standing in the spirit, everything is starting to come to a head, and we are very much to that point of almost standing on the pinnacle for when things are going to go rapidly into the judgment of Yahuwah. And this Shavuot is, or Pentecost, is very significant this year. Very significant this year. When I look back at all the revelation and understanding He's given me, including the Jubilee generation, which I'll put the links below for all these in a comment so you can review them yourself. But the Jubilee generation, the year 2023 in a math equation that equals 7, and 7 is His number for completeness. There is so much going on. I know a lot of people have their eyes on 2030. However, there is so much that I don't see how we will be here for another 7 years. So take this to your Father. Ask Him to reveal truth and understanding to you through the Ruach HaKodesh. But this Shavuot, I do believe, is very significant. And it's one of the high Sabbaths that we have every year. We have 3 high Sabbaths, and they are all observed in Jerusalem, in Israel. So for any of you out there who are wondering about sacrifice or whatever, we right now at this time of period are in exile in the wilderness. There is no place to go. This whole world is Babylon. This whole world is Babylon. There is no physical place to escape to. Not yet. When the New Jerusalem comes down, then there will be, but not yet. So, Shavuot, or Pentecost, is one of those holy feast days that is observed in Jerusalem when there is a holy convocation, gather together on the High Shabbat, which is going to be on Sunday, the 28th. As we count the Omer, that leads us to the 28th of May, which is just before the United States Memorial Day, interestingly enough. So we have the Sabbath on Saturday and the High Sabbath on Sunday for Shavuot. Now, Shavuot is very significant because it's also the giving of the Torah. When Yahuwah gave the Torah to Moshe, or Moses, and that was when he had written down his law on tablet, because at one time, when he first created Adam and Eve, his law was written on their hearts. However, when they chose to sin, they spiritually died and their hearts became stone, hence the reason for the need for Father to write it on stone, for us to learn from in order for us to be born again. And then once we become born again, then as it says in Ezekiel, He takes us, gives us a heart of flesh, and He writes His law on our hearts. So it comes full circle. So it's a very, very important part. So when we are born again of the Spirit, we are given His law. Do you guys see the significance of this holy feast day? Do you see it? The Torah and the testimony, if they don't speak it, talking about those teachers or those self-proclaimed prophets or apostles, if they don't speak according to this word, It is because there is no light, no ruach in them. They don't have the truth. So for anyone not teaching this, they are not truly born again, because the Ruach HaKodesh, when you are born again and you have the Ruach HaKodesh lead you, guide you, you will be led to keep the law. Again, the law will be written on your new heart. So always take what you hear to Yahuwah and ask him for revelation, clarity, understanding. Shavuot celebrates the first barley harvest. And I will pin again the understanding Father gave me about the 3 harvests. They will be down below in a comment. But Shavuot celebrates the first barley harvest and also the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai. The moment that Israel accepted all of Yahuwah's law. Okay? And there are some books that you can read more about. There's a lot of different types and shadows that are taught through Scripture. I love the story of Ruth. I love the story of Ruth. That is one that is a good one to study. And here are some others. Now don't worry, I know I'm going to go through this pretty quick, but I'll pin the link to this resource below so that you can do your study as well on Shavuot. Because even though we're unable to keep it as it is written in His Word and His command, we can still observe it in our hearts and pray for the day to soon come that we might be able to keep it according to His Word with our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. So there are some good readings that you can study and pray about on this special holy day where no work is to be performed. It is a high Sabbath on Sunday. Now, there has been so much I've seen. I can't even begin. If I were to show you everything that Father has shown me, this would be easily a 2-hour video. But especially here too in the United States, where we're seeing certain things develop and align. Because we know that the enemy broadcasts what he's going to do because he is so narcissistic and so prideful and so overly confident. He broadcasts what he's going to do before he does it. And from what I'm seeing, the United States is about to get hit. And pretty soon, by the end of the year, things will not look at all like they do now. But I will put down below some things to look for. But I've seen a lot of activity in the sun, lots of explosions, lots of radiation coming off the sun. I'm seeing a lot of earthquakes in the earth. I'm seeing volcanoes starting to erupt. I'm seeing all sorts of crazy weather patterns develop. I've seen different events happen in different countries. Of course, the coronation of King Charles. You know, when you study the crest of the king, you will see what you see in Daniel. Book of Daniel describes it perfectly. The king, the crown, has influence over a whole fourth of the earth. Think about all that are subject to the British crown. Then go read the book of Revelation. Now is the time to prepare, to make sure that you have plenty of oil in your lamp. Make sure that you never spend a day without being in prayer and thought, and even fasting if you're led to. The true test of faith is about to begin. everything will be shaken. Everything will be tested. Do you have the faith that will remain unshaken as you stand on the rock that is our Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach? I pray that you do. I pray with my whole heart that anybody who hears this message will come to understand that there truly is salvation only in one name, and there is only one way to enter the presence of Yahuwah, and that is through Yahuwah's one and only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. And it breaks my heart that those who've been on the quest for truth, there are some that have fallen off into diverse paths, that have even come to a point where they have denied Yahushua even existed. So be careful walking this narrow way, my friends, because there are many temptations and many diverse paths that Satan will appeal to you, to your pride. He will use the same tool and tactic that he used with Adam and Eve to appeal to their pride, to get the knowledge for themselves instead of going to Yahuwah for everything. He has no new tricks. In Ecclesiastes 1:9, nothing new under the sun. I just pray that you are found on his right hand among his sheep. Continue to study, fast, pray. Make sure that you are prepared. Yahuwah's blessings be upon you all.